welcome, it's Julie Cube. I'm doing a repeat of one of my most popular YouTube videos. I know that there are definitely lots of YouTubers that have over 1 million views on one or more of their YouTube videos, but I've just reached my first 1 million on one that was similar to this, so I'm going to recreate it and see, I'm not expecting the same kind of viewers, but it was obviously that struck something that people liked. I don't know, you tell me. I'll put a link to the 1 million view one. So this is a 2026 updated version. I'm using this 40.6 centimetre canvas, round canvas. It is pre-gessoed, meaning I buy my canvases pre-treated. And I'm going to use the aluminium tin foil, which, as I did a bit of research, tin foil has actually been out since, I think it was like the 1800s. Tin foil, aluminium, this kind of stuff. Aluminium tin foil has been out, I think it said from the 40s. So it's definitely nothing new, is it? And as I said in my previous videos, I was doing similar art in school, and that was a long time ago, but definitely my son, who is over 40, was doing this tin foil dipping at school. Must be coming to the end of a roll because it's gone pretty discoloured. I'm not going to actually put enough down to sort of cover this because I'm going to leave quite a big border, she says. Now, some people say, what's the difference of the aluminium tin foil? And you might find that it's sometimes no different, but I find it kind of gives it the acrylic fluid paint, a texture effect. So that's what I'm going for, is kind of a texture effect. So I just crinkled it, scrunched it, and I'm going to just keep it down with a little bit of masking tape. Basically, that is so when I lift the canvas, it doesn't lift the whole of the tin foil with me. I have got my waterproof paper underneath, so if any paint goes onto my waterproof paper, I can just scrape it up and reuse it. So no paint wastage here. Right-eo. So this is the plan, Stan. I'm going to just kind of mark it out where my canvas is going to sit, but I'm by no means am I going to, it's not set in concrete, so it's just give me an idea of where to place my paint. So I'll put that canvas over there for the time being. Move my tin foil. So yeah, you can do these dips on tin foil, on bubble wrap. The bubble wrap also leaves a nice, you do it with bubbles up, and it leaves like a stippled effect in your canvas. It's the world is your oyster, and you can do as you choose. But today we're gonna try and recreate this particular one. So I'm gonna go round my edges first. This is a very dark navy, so I make this custom navy myself out of phthalo blue and add black to it, so it actually creates a darker navy, like a black navy, if you add more black to it. So I might as well just spread this out, and so just run around your edges. This is just a little sponge brush. Okay, so over the last few weeks I haven't been, the videos I've put out haven't had such bright colours as what I'm going to use today. So we're gonna go the brighties. So first of all, I'll just kind of outline, put a bit of this navy in here. You can kind of do a Jackson Pollock and splash it and crash it and do all sorts of things on it. I like doing kind of chevrons in the paint because it seems to, I don't know if it just seems to make a like a feather effect when you pull the canvas off. And I've already gone and, oh God, stuffed my own idea. I didn't want to do it all the way round. I just wanted to do it, oh God. I'll tell you, if I'd got a brain, I'd be dangerous. I'm off with the birds, I tell you. So, okay, that was my lovely champagne gold, which I custom make that too, with 50% metallic gold, 50% silver, and it makes a lovely champagne gold. I'm completely going off tether here. I'm nanas. I really am nanas today. Yeah. And that was the lovely purple. All my paints today are Montmartre. I just find them the most economical of the paints and the best quality than, you know, so if you're starting off on your game, you can even start off with the poster paints. I think they call them in the US tempura or something. White. I'm going to throw a bit of white in there. Oh yeah, I just mix this up, so I'm really hoping it has mixed up well. If it hasn't, well, so I'm gonna know about it. So I'm gonna add some yellow, so I hope this doesn't mix and create a different colour all on its own, but if it does, let's hope, fingers crossed, that it's a nice colour. I'm gonna add some, I think it was cyan blue. Actually, no, it wasn't. It was white, and I put some of the phthalo blue in it. So I made my own, a kind of duck egg blue. And then I made this up for another. It's like a dusty pink. But it should give it all a pop, I would say. But that's probably, oh, why not some orange? Now, when I make up my orange, I really like to put a good dash of yellow in it, so it brightens my orange, I find. So we might go with the dark purple to finish. And by adding the champagne again, this, because it's metallic and it's sparkly, it will add a nice sparkly finish when this is dry. Now, when this is fully dry, I really, excuse me, hope to resin it, because these pieces are so lovely. And I've already made another boo-boo. I wanted to tape the back to keep it clean, but I didn't, so there you go. This is painting with the crazy blonde, well, crazy grey blonde. Oh, I tell you, I'm having a day. That's what I'm having a day. So I'm really hoping this one turns out like my $1 million viewer. I was gonna add red. I love just adding all the bright and tropical colours, because these dips are just super duper. So I've done this for a long time. I know a lot of other artists do not do this with a dip, but I do a dip and a twist. It kind of makes it look like a blurry effect. It might actually make this one look like a big mess, but let's have a go. I'm going to try lifting it straight up, but that might be too difficult, so it's easier to do this. Oh, looky. Oh my goodness. Wow, look at that. Look at that. a little bit of the area, it's the orange that send it a bit muddy, but super duper. Oh my goodness, that's really, really lovely. So I'm just gonna splodge in here. And that's absolutely fine that I've got that little bit of just plain old blue there. Now, if you know me, you know how important my deflated balloon is to me. It's just an ordinary balloon that has gone deflated, or you can just blow it up to this level because they're nice and squidgy and they give a really lovely effect when you do this in the paint. And then you do this on your wax-proof paper, then you can cut those out. I let the grandchildren cut them out because they love them. You can make a collage or whatever out of them. But anyway, on with the plan jam. And what I have been doing of late, again, I know somebody said, oh, other artists that do the dips don't do that. I don't know when the rule book come out that said that I can't add my own flair to it. Just of late, I have had some really weird and crazy comments, I must admit, but I've got to, you know, acknowledge the state of the world at the moment is making some people go a little crazy. So I forgive, for you know not what you do, something like that. Okay, what you're probably gonna not like this, but in this kind of little area, just a little baby bit to make it look more like a flower garden. I'm gonna blow out some flowers. I know this is where they said, other artists don't do that, you're spoiling it. But you know what? I come in here each day to really experiment and give it a go. Not particularly for people to love everything I do, because that's never going to happen, is it? But you know, I just want to see different effects, because that's how the next best thing is found, isn't it? So my flower garden has got some little, I'm going to blow these flowers out. Bear with me because it is not finished. Oh, I always get an itchy nose when I blow on that. So that was just the purple and my champagne gold. Just adding a little bit to the centre, because then my favourite little tool, oh look at that, so cutie patootie. It's adding a little bit more to it. I mean, oh, that's lovely. Would it be nice to do a few here, or would that be too much? Let's give it a go, Flo. Just do one. Let's see. So it's kind of making your own little flower garden. Yeah, this is my stainless steel straw with a silicone end. Not too much. I mean, probably to balance it up, I could do the same amount, but I think I'm going to, I'll get too much I'll get too much flack by doing you know, saying you spoilt it. But that is beautiful. It's really lovely. It's nice and bright. It's my flower garden. Crazy Julie. So there you go, I've done it. Now, a few people are saying to me that they're not getting notifications. They thought that I hadn't been painting for months because they haven't seen any of my art pop up in their YouTube feed, even though they're subscribed. So just a reminder is to unsubscribe and then resubscribe and hit the notification bell, and you will get at least notified of my videos, even if you choose not to watch them every time. But please pop in now and again, because I do try different things. Even if they're the same techniques, I try and add my spin on all of them. I am absolutely over the moon with that. So if that dries just perfect, I am going to resin it. But that'll be a few weeks time, because I've got some very busyness the next few weeks. So my lovelies, please take care. Just a reminder, if you are feeling sad, lonely or depressed, ring a family member or a friend, or if that isn't available to you, there is always a helpline in your city. So my lovelies, bye for now.
How many smiles does it take to be happy? How many times do you have to feel lonely before you get the chance to meet someone, before you get to meet someone like you? How many songs can you write about heartbreak? How to go on when you're fed up with mistakes? Maybe I just found the answers. Maybe I just found the answers in you. Come give me all your love. I want you